Okay, so let's make a full analysis on Euro AUD. Now let's start from the weekly time frame to understand why this pair is very interesting to be following at the moment. Now, from a weekly perspective, what we can immediately realize is that this very strong level of structure, which was structure resistance here, again, structure resistance here, then the market broke the zone to the upside, went for a retest. Obviously, previous resistance is turned support, so the market again reacted to the area twice, and then now the market seems to have broken the zone to the downside. If obviously we will see a weekly close below the area, which is very, very probable. So all this previous resistance, which was turned support here, will be now turned resistance at this area, creating a very strong confluence of resistance zone. Because as I will now show you from a daily perspective, we will have a nice cluster of resistance inside of this area. Let's go down on the daily time frame and see what kind of situation we have. Now, from a daily perspective, what we can see that the market has created this nice impulse to the downside, breaking below all previous structure, and now the market has started a retracement. Now, if the market will actually provide a retracement back inside of this area, we will have previous daily support here that will be turned resistance here. We will also have the possibility to create this impulse correction and impulse pattern to the downside. We will also have the weekly resistance that we have identified earlier. So weekly resistance, daily resistance, possibility to create the impulse correction and impulse pattern to the downside. We will have the confluence of this trend line inside of this area. And what we will also have is the confluence of the Fibonacci taken from the high to the low of the impulse, specifically a 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level, which is in perfect confluence with all this resistance. So basically creating a confluence of resistance exactly inside of this area. So the way in which we will be approaching this with students will be like this. We will be monitoring price action inside of this area from a 4-hour perspective if the market will actually manage to retrace back inside of the zone, because we definitely have good probabilities of seeing a rejection away from the area if on the 4-hour time frame we will see proper confirmations. So if the market will manage to get inside of this cluster of resistance, we will be monitoring price actions from a 4-hour perspective, waiting for the market to provide to us one of our valid entries. And if the market will provide to us one of our valid entries, then we will be taking a nice short with a very good risk to reward and very good probabilities for the move to the downside. But obviously, we will need to see what happens inside of this area from a 4-hour perspective. If the market will just continue to impulse to the upside, then obviously, without showing any bearish signs from a 4-hour perspective, obviously there is no shorting opportunity. But we definitely are interested in looking what will happen inside of here if we will get one of our valid entries. Now, if we go and see what we have from a COT perspective, so commitment of traders, what hedge funds are doing at the moment in the market from a euro and AUD perspective, we can see that at the moment from an AUD perspective, obviously a lot of longs have been added because AUD has been making the move to the upside. But at the same time, we also see some shorts adding with the latest reports. So we might see some AUD weakness, which could easily lead to the deeper retracement that we need from a daily perspective on Euro AUD. And on the euro, we can see that currently we are sitting at 175 long positions and 99%, and 99k short position. So 175k long positions and 99k short positions, giving us a net positions of 75k with a 31.4% long exposure. So what does this mean? First of all, we will have the new report today. Now, currently, since we went from minus 114 net positions to plus 75k net positions, we had a clear shift to the bullish side of the euro. So we can definitely see that deeper retracement. But at the same time, if we will see hedge funds continue to add shorts from a euro perspective, even if with the new report, we have to be extra careful if the market will actually manage to get inside of our cluster of resistance, because if they will continue to short the AUD and buy the euro, then this area will break to the upside. That is why, as usual, guys, we have to be reactive and not predictive. So when the market will get inside of this area, then it's time to be monitoring price action from a 4-hour perspective. And that is exactly what we will be doing with students. Now, if you enjoyed this free analysis and education, make sure you drop a like and a comment. It really does support the creation of more free education and analysis for all of you. And I will see you in the next video.